Hey, what's up, Alex? This is a quick demo video for you for your Regiis Saber by KR Sabers. Installed with the Proffie V3 that you asked for, right? You've got a 2-button setup. So this big switch right here on the top will be your power. And then your little switch over here, 180 degrees from it, that's going to be your auxiliary switch. All right. You've got a V4 Carl Chen Neopixel connector in here. And then how to get to your chassis is you just want to unscrew the pummel. This is the only place on this Saber that opens up. All right, so just go ahead and carefully take this off. You'll see your chassis right there. Just go like this, and it'll slide right out. All right, and of course, it's removable. So you've got the Smuggler's Outpost switch pixel set. So this PCB marries up with a 14-pin PCB in here that is impossible to see. Give me just a second. I'll show you. So there's a 14-pin PCB in there, right? It's not focusing, but you kind of get the idea. That doesn't come out. That's actually held in by these two switches. So these two switches screw into the chassis. It locks it in place. You've got your Proffie board here. To make adjustments to your sound fonts and such, you will need to lift up the board unless you just want to go USB access, which you can get from right there. But typically, you know, on this chassis anyways, a snap fit, and you can just pop it up like that, do what you need to do, and snap it back down. If you find that this ever becomes loose on you, which it shouldn't because it's pretty tight, but if it does, just put a little bit of E6000 on the two sides of the board and drop it down in there, and it should stay in place. But right now, it's a pretty significant press fit, so you shouldn't have any issue. You've got a removable battery setup. I gave you a 24 millimeter Smuggler's Outpost Elite speaker, so it's kind of recessed into the chassis. It's like that, so this pummel here can push up against it, and it's not going to touch the speaker. All right, and then lastly, right in front of the board, like you and I were talking about, there's a kill switch. So we'll throw a battery in. I just put my own sound font on for now, but there is a copy of the config file that I use on your SD card. All right, so if you want to just take that, you can build from it. All right, but we'll throw a battery in. Please remember, spring side is the negative side of your battery. You'll notice when you put it in, this Saber, there's a notch here in the chassis and another one over here. That is to make clearance for, well, you're not ever going to see it right now, but there's two screws in here. Basically the same area is where this one is and this one down here, but they're backed up a little bit. So this chassis does have to go in a certain way. All right, but we'll come over here and flip the kill switch. Go ahead and toss it in. So if I were to toss it in wrong, it only goes right there, right? Until we twist it and we line up those grooves, and then it goes all the way in. All right, so you can either put it in that way or you can put it in, you know, upside down if you wanted to. There's basically two ways that chassis can go inside of the Saber. But once it's in, lock in your pommel, screw it all the way down nice and tight, and then come over here and hit power. You got some nice smooth swing, auxiliary, and then I gave you twist off. All right, this guy is set up for a full-length blade for one, but it takes a 1-inch diameter Neopixel blade. All right, so we'll take this, we'll back our blade retention out. Be careful with your blade retention; it is kind of small, so if it drops out, you may lose it. We'll lock our blade down. This particular blade is an orange unstable. I use it on a different build. I kind of just have this one tied into my sound font. Of course, you can change it however you like. You can hold down aux and hit power. You'll hear that noise. You could just twist the Saber. Anything that you like, really. You find something we like, and then hit power. Now we've locked in that blue unstable blade. Blade lock up is holding down the aux and hitting the saber. Just like that. All right, so we'll go ahead and break this back down. Take our blade out of here. I'm going to put this blade retention screw back into the saber a little bit so we don't lose it. Turn this light on and then unscrew our pommel again. Chassis pop right out like that. Now you can leave the saber in here. Or I'm sorry, the saber. You can leave the battery in here if you want, since you have a kill switch. I'm going to put this chassis in and turn the saber on. You can hear that it's on now, plus you have that green indicator light on the B3 Proffies. And just come over here and flip your switch, and it kills everything. All right, then leave it in there until eventually you need to charge it, and then when you want to take it out, do it from the positive side by your speaker. It is a rather tight fit, but you should be able to get it with your finger. All right, but that's basically your Regiis. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will hang on to this for you till the weekend. Thanks.